I feel like I'm a cheetah buyer. No funny like embrace it by time.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't know how to be a timer. We're always looking at how the other guys did it.
So what we want for our kids is to reprogram them differently so that they tune in into who they are. If I don't look after that life will die. If that doesn't galvanize you to fix your life in every way possible, I don't know what is.
So now she's been locked out day and night. She would like sit at that door, knock hard, cry until she sleeps. That was an everyday thing for 10 days. We didn't see news.
Your daughter is looking at you and she's looking, just be careful how you act around her because she's looking for certain qualities in you. And there's going to come a point in time where she meets somebody in her life and you are the epitome of what she's looking for.
We chose to homeschool right in the beginning because we had 2 children. We were living in Midrand at the time and we weren't thrilled with the public schooling system.
You know? He's earning more as Mutwali has been than he was at his previous job. And he couldn't believe it. He's like, Kukamat has been in a pension fund, in a UIF, in a medical aid. And by then he was at retail. He was working at retail on a contract.
Dad was in prison for years and years and years and years. And, and that was at the time where, high school, just the end of primary school, going into high school, finishing high school, getting into tertiary, Dad wasn't around. Because there was that gap. The time up there wasn't really, it was so awkward.
No, I don't.
Why?
I'm not from that cloth.
Monday.
I know. Look, I don't have I don't have a problem with it, but I'm not from that cloth.
All of a sudden now she wants the custody of the kids. A court in July 2022. We fought for 2 years. We tracked the kids through. I'm a family advocate and everything.
Welcome to this episode of the Timer's Playbook. On today's episode, Gitsuri, 37-year-old Thoriso Shihau. He's a father and a teacher. He's got 2 kids, 6 and 9, and he's married. You didn't tell me if there's 2 boys or 2 girls. Just in the ages. Okay. Thoriso.
Eita.
Ukraine, madam.
Aye. No, man. Good, man.
How are you doing, boss?
Surviving, my brother.
Yeah.
Surviving. But yeah, all is good.
Mm-hmm.
We keep going, eh?
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, man. So just for context, we're chilling here in the beautiful lawns of St. Stithians by the boarding house. And it's bringing memories of trauma. Mostly. But also some joyous memories also. Because I made some good friends in this place. And to be honest, it played a huge part into who I am today. So I'm forever grateful for the school.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for making the time.
No, it's only a pleasure.
So you're a teacher. I remember you as a rugby superstar.
Eish.
How does that come about? And how does one get into the field of teaching?
Yeah, it's so this education thing, it kept on calling me. And I kept on pushing back. But I think the love for the sport and the love for, for boys, growing boys, the transition from boys to men, making sure our boys are okay is, I think, what eventually got me into teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that. Because, it's the first time I hear someone articulate it like that. Why was it so important for you to give back, in a sense, to young boys, young men? Yeah,
I think, in society trying to level the playing field, I think our boys got left behind, and I just saw, the way re godisitsweng ka teng, tlhompho re na le yona, how we addressed batho ba bagolo, how we carried ourselves. I just saw it lacking, and I just thought, these boys, they're feeling neglected. They also need to belong.
There's a lot of conversations around the toxicity of men in general. And it's assumed, it's a conversation out there that, just by virtue of you being a man or being male, then you're toxic. How are you guys handling those conversations? And what are some of the critical things that not just you as a school, but you as a person like these are values and these are the things that we can do as men to curb that from them from an early age?
Simple. There's nothing better than leading by example. Boys learn from what they see, and I think it is critical for adults to show the way. You know, you know how we lead our lives, how girls and women are supposed to be treated, right? If they see me talking down to an individual, they're going to do the same. But if they see me respecting people, irrespective of gender, if they see me doing that, then automatically they'll mirror that, right? And yeah, I'm one person who, for me, it's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
And I've made it a non-negotiable intentionally, because I think, you know, every individual, irrespective of their gender, has to be respected, has to be given an opportunity, and yeah, that's how I think, for me, that's how I would answer your questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting, man. So you're telling me boarding school, you're having critical conversations.
No, 100%.
Because now I didn't 20 years ago.
When
we were in school, I don't remember us having any conversation around whatever.
No, 100%. So, you know, I mean, boarding has changed, you know. I mean, you know, in our day, tutor period was just registration and you leave. You know, now we're having critical conversations. You know, we're speaking to them, you know, how do they see the world? How do they see themselves in this world? And how do you, and for me, the most important question is, how do you, in a world where females are now stepping up, you know, how do you navigate that world?
Yeah.
You know, and those are conversations that we need to have with them. We can't hide away from them, because hiding is what causes them to, you know, that male toxicity to come out when they're older.
Exactly.
You know? So, you know, conversations are important.
I'm glad, man. I'm very happy to hear that. Tell me about your kids, boss.
2 girls.
Yeah.
6 and
you're
9.
surrounded by boys all day.
Yeah.
And then you're outnumbered.
Proper. Older one, Retabile, beautiful, thoughtful. Younger one, I think, is a female version of me when I was young.
Okay.
You know?
What is that? What is that?
Yes,
exactly.
Mischief.
Are you still mischievous? You can't.
No. I'm saying, you know, yes, my younger one is very mischievous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, very mischievous.
But are you still mischievous?
No.
So look around.
I get sharp, you know. So yeah, so they I live for them. I love my girls.
Okay.
You know, yeah, and just being present for me is important. I think. Yeah, I mean, I love my dad, but, you know, my dad, you know, for him, providing food, shelter was there.
Yeah.
But I want to be there. I want to go watch that E-team game in the morning. You
Sure.
know, so, yeah.
So you want to be present.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And then talking about your dad, you're saying your dad was present, but...
Yeah. So, I mean, I always say the biggest thing, my dad's never seen me play rugby. You know?
That's crazy.
You know,
Not even one game?
Not even one game.
Ever?
Ever.
And how far did you play? Because I left you in high school, so...
Yeah, obviously you went to varsity, played club and varsity, and then I just got...
Damn, bro. How did you navigate that?
What?
Not him. Was it important that he came first of all?
It was. However, obviously he passed on while I was still at Saints, so I mean that's understandable. But I mean, I understood. They didn't understand the game at that time.
Yeah.
Rugby was still, you know, game Yamaha. So.
But you played rugby from a young age.
Very, very young age.
Yeah.
Very young age.
So even then, when you started,
even primary school. Yeah. So it was quite interesting. Initially, I played soccer, and then I just started playing rugby. But yeah, he's never. Yeah, even then he never came to any of my games. But I understood. He didn't understand the game. He didn't, you know, for him, but it's this scale, transport, go to school, go learn. You know,
Wow.
that was, you know, and that's what we knew.
it's very interesting because same for me, right? Now as a single mom, my dad wasn't around, but she never came to anything either. It's a trend amongst a lot of people my age.
Yeah.
And this trauma, when high school is a very critical time, Chief. This is why every time when we come here, we reminisce on the great days, but also on some of the hard stuff that we went through.
100%.
Right? And having gone through that then, I have no doubt that there are some pupils here that face the same situation, 100%. Right? Where maybe their scholarship kids or their kids their parents are overseas, can't make it to games. Is it something that comes up? Because I'm assuming you are acutely aware of particularly kids on scholarships. Right?
100%. I think one of the biggest, and I mean, I'm not petting myself, one of the biggest pluses is that I've gone through the system, right? I mean, I go out of my way. I will literally Uber a parent to come watch their son.
Okay.
I will call, even if it's a brother, if a boy is, parents are overseas, there is a relative around here. It's anyone who will come and support. I will take it. So we make an effort. We've had days where parents will come hand out jerseys. Because we want the boys to feel supported. We want them to feel like their parents are there. Whether it's a parent or aunt or brother, any family member. Yeah. So I make an effort to say, listen, this is what's happening. Please come watch.
Yeah.
And then we'll make it, provision for transport or whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is sport so important to fathers?
You learn a lot of lessons in sport. The 4 lines. I mean, sorry, I'm a rugby guy.
No, go ahead.
You learn a lot of lessons inside those 4 lines. Humility, hard work, losing or winning graciously. So there's a lot of life lessons that I think my boys learn inside the rugby field, right? Teamwork, the ability to connect with different 14 other individuals. And I think that for me, that's key. You go out into, you're working for a company, you should be able to work with people, irrespective of race, gender, whatever it is. So there's a lot of life lessons for me that I think sport, that are in sport that kids can learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think parents generally pay more attention to sports than academics or cultural activities?
I'm finding that parents have found a balance. I think parents, even your parents that are your top sportsmen, have realized that education is important, right? Parents have realized that Johnny must go to varsity to study, right? It is not a given that little Johnny is going to be a Springbok, right? And I often say, every time I talk to parents, I say, I'm not going to turn your son into a Springbok. However, he will come out of St. Stephen's with a matric, and he can go to varsity, which is important, right? So I think a lot of parents have found a balance, and I see it now where, I want to have a camp, and parents will say, no, I'll get pushback to say, we've got exams, we've got tests. So I think parents they've found the right balance of giving their children support, whether it be academics or sport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so my boys are young, as you can see, and I'm finding, like, when we're trying out club sports, it's a little bit mad.
Yeah.
And a bit daunting. So they play football, and I found the football community to be like calmer. The rugby community, boss, is hectic. Really, come on. Parents are thinking their kids are going to be Springboks, genuine.
Yeah, no, I'm sure every parent, would think, like, my son's going to be a Springbok, but I've learned to manage expectations. To say, all right, if you think he's going to be a Springbok, the first question, does he think he's going to be a Springbok?
Yeah.
Not you, because you're not the one on the field. And then if you do think that, how do we map a way there, right? But that way has to include education, right? And if I'm quite strict, if it's not my way, you go find somewhere else. Because for me, I think, without education, we're not here. I mean, if I had said I'd put all my eggs in rugby, where would I be now?
Exactly.
Break a knee, then I'm done.
Sure.
So it is critical so that our boys understand that education is key.
No, true. What's the toughest thing that you're facing with your girls right now?
Sure. Toughest thing.
Or conversation or situation?
So I think I'm lucky in a sense that I've got a very supportive wife who's also present. So we tackle a lot of issues together. So there's a lot of issues that I can just push onto mom.
Like what?
Push onto mom. I mean, a simple thing, if you'll allow me.
Sure.
My eldest was learning to read, and now she's reading, and we pass. There's that place there, Lollipop. And, and she,
was it still there?
It's still there.
Oh wow!
And she reads. I can see lollipop. And she's like, Daddy, what happens there? And I just pushed it to mom,
Why did you push it to mom?
I was like, no.
Why do you push it to mom?
I'm not equipped to answer this. I think you must answer it. I think at the moment, not a lot of challenges, but I think again I'm blessed. We together, we present, and we keep going.
Yeah. And are they into sports? Like you're saying, you said the eldest one is the youngest.
Funny enough,
one to you.
No. And both their mom and I were heavily into sport, right? And they're not, but I'm okay with that, right? Because I can't live my life through them, And I often say to my wife, I'll go to that E-team game in the morning. I want to. I'll go to. As long as they participate.
Yeah.
But, and whether it be drama, be music, be athletics, be netball, hockey, I'm there. And So I think, for me, it's all about them participating and grabbing opportunities that the school gives them. And I think,
And then are you guys a little bit nervous for them as girls? I know that you said lead by example, which is fair, right? But at some point, you have to let them out 100%. To the world.
Very, very nervous.
Yeah.
Very, very nervous. I think society has found a way to disrespect our woman. They've devalued our woman, and it's sad. Women are killed. Women are raped. I think that's the biggest fear. You got two girls. Sure. When they start going out, what do I do? Am I dropping them off and then following them while they're on the date? So I think I'm lucky now, but the time will get there, and I'll have to navigate it. The best possible way, because you don't want to intrude on their privacy as well, right? But they need to grow. But the best thing is, for me, we can help them grow and teach them as best as I can.
And then the 9-year-old, at least, or even both, because I mean, we all have different value systems. Do they have cell phones, for example?
No, not yet.
Social media?
No,
because that's a thing.
No, not yet.
But they access it anyways.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm in denial, but
you don't think they do?
No, not yet. So
the 9-year-old definitely.
So no phones at the moment. No devices.
Why?
I just think they're still young. I mean, they don't need a device. For me, a device is the first point of call is communication, right? And I don't think she needs it now. I'll pick her up at school. I'll drop her off at school. So she.
But she goes to school here, I guess.
Yes.
What do you mean drop her off? Like you just walk her to school?
No. Shame. It's girls' prep is on the other side. I don't see her walking.
Ndota.
No, she tried to walk and she came back at 5. I was like, where have you been? She's like, nah,
At 5 and from school
yeah,
turning.
half past 1. I was like, no, Tabi, no, I can't have this. Both the mom and I, now we worried. I'm telling you, comes rocks up 5 o'clock.
Where can you go when you're here?
I got a story in jail. I was like, I'm Tonzala.
Oh, so because one distraction.
Yes.
But 5:30 though.
Yeah.
Were you panicking now?
No, proper. I think I'd gone. That my wife I'll wait for her in case she comes. No, rocks up 5:30.
Sure. Even in this environment.
Yeah. Because I'm like, okay, what, I mean, say, okay, now and I'm panicking.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And maybe that's why I don't take chances,
For sure.
I'll go pick her up and I'll go. So after school, I'll walk to her and then we'll walk back home.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's a different time now.
Yeah.
A different environment.
Yeah.
So, even now with my eldest, fast, but because it's not like where I grew up,
exactly.
where we grew up, where the community, kids are running around, everyone is doing that. We know what the situation is. When your kid is walking alone in the suburbs, it's weird because they are alone. I get it. And nowadays, with everything that's happening, even me raising boys, I'm thinking the same thing. Must I walk behind him now? Must I bother with him? Like you send him for bread now, you must panic.
And Rona Pelano, I know over Mostrate, there'll be lots of people, right? Lots. These days, one person and dogs barking at you. So I think, but I mean, it's the era we live in, and we just have to adjust. And I think for me, that's that's it.
Fast.
No, I don't know. Go to my class and no.
Okay. And then, did you, in terms of preparing for fatherhood, did you guys get married first and then have children?
Yes.
Is this something that was discussed?
So we got married. There was no discussion, but she, my wife knew I've always wanted a family. Yeah. So we got married, and then obviously Retabile came, but there was no discussion. There was no discussion. I just got a call one day. I was at Rugby on a Saturday, and she's like, hey. First of all, she sends me a WhatsApp. With the picture. With the picture.
What picture? Or the
pregnancy test.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
what's happening?
What is this now? Hold on. My eyes are blurry. I know I can't see. What is? She's like, no, man, we pregnant. I was like, quite happy.
Were you happy?
Yeah, very, 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 very.
Not nervous.
No.
Serious?
No. I was very excited actually because it's something that I'd always wanted, and I was happy that it was finally here.
Okay,
and then
And then how do you go about preparing for the baby now? Because you're a rugby coach and a teacher. I'm sure did you read books, seminars, YouTube?
I'm quite blessed in that. I didn't read, but I've got an uncle who I chat quite a lot with.
Okay.
And, I would say once my dad passed on, he took on that, that father figure route. And we chatted a lot with him about, family, marriage. I still chat to him, so there's a lot of advice. And I think from a very young age, so they'd had kids, and I could pick up. No, I don't want to be like him.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, I'll tell you, icon. I want to be like this guy. I'll take some things from this guy. He does this well, and So I just picked up a lot of things from obviously people, but I think parenting, a lot of it we mirror how our dads were.
Yeah,
And at times I struggle with that, right? Because he was quite strict. So in 2023, 2 girls. At times I have to not just woosa before I talk. I can't. It's not a black and white. Or now you said one word to your dad, about sharp. Now. My 6-year-old even, but Daddy, I didn't do this.
You have conversations.
Yes, 100%. You're right. You can't be hitting. It can't be the first point of
call. Do you
call.
ever hit them?
No, try. No. The older one, I just look at her and she'll start thinking, what have I done wrong? And then she knows. She knows. It is young Thoriso here who is taking
liberties.
She maneuvers. But even with her, I try to speak to her quite a bit. I mean, she's only 6. She doesn't understand a lot of things. No, I try not to, but at times, but I'll push.
For sure.
And
what's the best advice you got and the worst?
Sure. I think best advice, don't, let them be. Let them be. And your kids, in a very different era, be there, be present. I think that is the best, Be present. But, watch them grow. Be there when they grow. Or the heartaches, the good times, the passing, just be there for the small victories and the small defeats, and then I think they'll be happy for it. And, I think children are simple beings. We parents are the ones that we make things difficult. Children are very simple.
We've got our own conditioning.
They don't need your money. They just want your love. Okay. Be there, love them, and that's
and then when I mean by worst is this. They told you this advice, and then practically, you're like, I'm a fit.
No. It's quite interesting. I actually don't have, because, obviously, my first one, whatever the elder said, it was done. It was done. But I think the second one, we almost, we took charge, and we were like, no. But I think the worst advice they can, don't listen to old people about disciplining your kids. No. Find a method that works for you and your kids, and I think do that. So Ona will be told, it's like, no, that doesn't work in this day and age.
Because when they think it worked with us.
Yes.
I'm like, no,
it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yeah.
And I think, and the one thing I don't want to do is my kids to fear me. No. I want my kids to respect me, to love me, but not fear.
So when you're having an episode and you're like, oh, I lost it, how do you pull yourself back? Because it happens.
Yes. So again, my wife comes into play a lot of times, because Lynn, she'll be like, Ash, you're a bit harsh there, and then I'll go back and say, all right, sorry girls, I love you,
apologize.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So the wife will say to me, Ash, no, you're a bit harsh there, and I'll just rein it in and say, you know what, girls, I'm sorry, Daddy was angry, but Lilona, don't do this, and then we come to an understanding, right? And they're young, but all it takes is that sorry, and they're smiling again.
No, they do. They love apologies. Yes. These guys. My son told me, he says, "Thank you, Daddy, for apologizing like that."
Do you really mean it, or are you just saying it?
Are they asking you that?
No, not yet.
Not yet. No, it's coming, my man.
Not yet, but so. I think, like I said, worst would ever be. And again, how you deal with your kids and how it's very different. It's one a little nyalo. I can't tell you. Whereas So kids are different. But just love them.
So here's something interesting that you mentioned here. So in preparation for this podcast, I always ask people, like, how's your financial status? For the most part, they always say red. Now and then it's amber. You say green. Like, how do you get that right?
Hey, yeah, no,
And like in a practical sense, if there's a young dad out there, because obviously fathers, our first point of call is always, I need finances, I need to support. That's what my role is. How do you get it right, particularly at a young age?
Yeah, it took a long time for me to get to the green. The one thing I've, and that's why part of the reason I got into boys' education is, financial literacy. I also started. First thing I bought was a car. In 2 months, I changed that car, got a better one.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, and then, spending Gijwala every weekend, and eventually I got to a point where I was like, all right, what does the future hold here, right? If I had to perish tomorrow, one, is my family looked after? Are my kids going to be able to, if I'm alive, I'll be able to take them to varsity and beyond. Are my kids going to be able to do that? And I had to get people who are well versed in financial literacy to come and help me and sit down with me and say, all right, this is how we do this.
Okay.
This is where we go, right? If you're getting a salary, what are your expenses? Where does set A go? Where does set B go? And it took, it was a massive change in how I lived because.
So what exactly did you change? So if you can share some like proper. Yeah.
No, I've made it. Right? I've made it. Yeah. And eventually that had to change. That 4 or 5 grand I'm spending on alcohol, surely that can go into my children's education.
Sure.
Surely that can go into my life cover. It's there's a lot of things that and unfortunately it had to take my mom passing away, because by the time she passed away, thing like funeral cover, nothing,
and it's such an inconvenience.
100%.
I see you
100%.
And it's not like but I
exactly.
Because a funeral, there's things that I get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it took that for me to realize the importance of, getting to the green, and not being in that amber or red, So, so I had to literally meet a financial advisor to say, listen, you're wasting this much. You are.
So basically do a proper audit.
Proper.
And then
half your salary on alcohol.
Serious?
Going out. Not even out. Going out.
When was this?
Yes, isn't that?
Now.
No. So, yeah.
And was there tension in relation to that between you and was she your wife then?
So we're still dating.
What was her approach to money?
So so my wife and I, we love hosting.
Yeah.
The two of us know we love hosting.
Okay. That's why I was like, hey, Hennessy, hey, keep a lifestyle.
Eventually we're like, no. I was like, no, baby.
Yeah.
Because
I can rakava vele if uratsiba mole hey mfethu ka Thoriso ai.
Ziyawa.
Yonke into.
And ibhodlela everything.
Yeah.
Inyama.
Because when you'd say
100%.
Don't worry, here's everything.
Zogala mfela machita. Zogala. And eventually the both of us had to sit down and say, this can't continue. This is not the life we want. And luckily we were no snap tension in terms of the other still wants to do it. And no, we went full in, and I think we've been blessed. We've been good. We've been, things are okay. Nyogo I feel I call 25. I feel like 10. So
By the way, I don't know if you'll answer this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Are teachers well paid, or is it teachers only at private schools? Because it's a conversation. You are a teacher, so it's fun.
No, I mean I get a decent salary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teachers are paid decently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a fulfilling job? Because you said that you didn't see yourself here, right? Is it fulfilling? And after you answer that, where did you see yourself?
Yeah. So again, I'll link it to the pay, right? So we paid decently. We're not paid a lot, right? So it's fulfilling, and teaching gives me the opportunity to pursue my passion, which is rugby, right? So one, you can't go into teaching without the love. You must love teaching. You must love being around kids and empowering them. So
history, ne?
Yeah.
Why did you choose history?
History.
Who was the history? I remember Mr. McCallum.
McG.
Who got you into history?
It was actually Dave Knowles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Dave Knowles.
Was it because of sports also?
Yeah. So it was obviously. So yeah, I could say, rugby paved the way to teaching.
Oh, okay, so you could connect with the teacher.
100%.
All right, because Mr. McCallum for me was the guy.
McG.
The Tamalele.
That man could go from 0 to 100.
Yeah, he could. Because he was a calm guy.
100%.
But once you...
No, you'd be laughing now, and then just all of a sudden it's just changed.
He's never done that with me, you know that. Mr. McCallum, what I remember about Mr. McCallum, this is what I'm talking about, saints and memories. He used to drive me to provincial rugby trials. I remember that. Because I didn't have transport.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. And I didn't know how to get to Helpmekar. Because all the trials were at African schools. DF Maline. I remember these names. He used to take me there. And I'm forever appreciative of that guy. Because he never... Because I knew he was like that. So I didn't even go there with him.
Yes. No. Legend.
Okay. So you're telling me about how you got into history and this passion for teaching.
Obviously. So rugby paved the way, and then obviously teaching. History was my choice, and then I went and then did my degree, and then got into teaching. All right, and like I said, for me, it's it's two things: right? Teaching and my passion for rugby.
Yeah.
So.
What's his passion for rugby?
I don't know.
Yeah.
When it bites this thing.
No, I don't know.
I mean, this thing, I was rugby? It was probably 9 years when I started playing rugby. So it's part of me. It's something I can't. I find myself looking at old rugby games. It's
So you are like heavy into this
proper.
thing.
Okay. No, proper.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what life had you envisioned for yourself initially?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. Springbok.
Yeah.
Springbok player. Right now I'd be at the World Cup. No.
No, sorry. We're in Familian. No. We can only have 1 38-year-old.
No. They would have taken 2 of us there.
You think so?
Man, probably, somewhere rugby. Maybe would have retired by now, but yeah.
But what happened with the rugby thing, by the way? With you?
I don't know. You just... In terms of playing, I played I played club rugby, and I think the coaching bug just bit me, and I just decided.
Did you just stop?
Yeah, no injury, nothing.
Serious?
Yeah, nothing.
And you chose coaching.
And I chose coaching.
Wow. Wow. Oh, I thought unule career.
No. No, you're not getting really, but I just stopped. So I just literally got in straight from playing into coaching straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the envisioning now for yourself, do you see yourself taking coaching further beyond school? Or is it embargoed now?
Ish.
But I get you got big positions coming next year, big responsibilities.
Yeah. It's quite interesting. My wife asked me the same thing, and I can't answer that.
Yeah,
and I can't.
Not yet. Oh, you don't want to?
No, it's not a question of I don't want to. I just can't. I go a lot on instinct and and feeling. It will lead me there. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. But if my journey is staying in schools and coaching rugby and teaching, and that and then so be it.
So next year,
Mm.
you've been appointed as the St. Stephen's first team rugby coach. They're saying that you're the first black rugby coach. Is that a thing? And why is that important to name or title it as such?
Sure. It is a thing. Yeah, let me go back. No, it shouldn't be a thing, right? Because I think I got appointed on merit, on what I can do. But, do I have a problem with someone saying that? I don't, because I know I didn't get appointed based on my race. I got appointed because what I can deliver, right? So, yeah, it doesn't faze me. Instead, I think the school should be applauded. Not a lot of top schools take a chance, and let's be real about it, right? So, I think the school, the people that appointed me, and we go.
We wish you all the best as old boys, alumni. We wish you all the success and all the joy in the position. Cool. Give me your top 5 tips for fathers that you're like, these ones I live by.
Love your kids. Yeah, and I'm gonna give you 2 actually. Love your kids and be present.
Yeah,
that for me is enough.
It's key.
It's key, and it's enough. Trust me.
Yeah,
it's enough.
Okay. And then closing, since you're a rugby guy, and this is a father's podcast, tell me about your vision for South African rugby.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, South African rugby, for me, the vision is inclusivity.
Yeah.
Right? Have a team that is inclusive, but that inclusive can't be based on race. Have a team that is 15, 30 guys who are there on merit. But let's give each and every single one an opportunity to shine. Play rugby. That's all. Grassroots rugby, go to your townships, right? Go to your townships and find gems, find your Mampimpis, find your Sias. Right?
Do you find that it's still not happening as it should be?
Not as much.
Yeah.
Not as much. I think there's more that the unions can do. But I think it will come. I think we're on the right path. I mean, I think Rassi is doing a good job, and with not just the Springbok, but Pipeline, junior sides, and the program for SA Rugby, in conjunction with the unions, but we're not there yet. We're not. There's a lot that still needs to be done. I still don't see. I still don't see rugby polls. Right? Yeah. And so my question then becomes, where do we get players?
True.
Right? So my vision is grassroots rugby, fill it up. Boys must play rugby, sport for me. And then I think that if a boy's played at grassroots rugby, it was a question marks, right? Is he chosen on the basis of his color, right? We know it's on merit. He's been playing. He's good enough. He's there, right? And then I think and it's not just the rugby field. It's nutrition. It's gym. It goes further than just in the field, right? It's psychology at home. How are things at home? So it goes further than just in the 4 lines.
Okay. Brother, thank you so much.
Nothing.
We say, how are we doing next year for rugby?
No comment.
Boss, thank you so much, man.
No, appreciate
your time and all the best with the girls.
Only a pleasure.
Good luck to you.
Yes.
Because
no man, only a pleasure. We'll hopefully get some wins under our belt.
By the way, are they allowed to play rugby?
Who?
The girls, if they choose.
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
Okay.
They can. I'm not sure who'll deal with the bruises, but yeah.
Sure.
No,
All right, boss.
thank you. Sir.
Thank you, brother.
Cheers, man.
Sure.